This K&N air intake system is designed to increase vehicle power and acceleration by reducing restriction in the intake path. The intake kit fits the vehicles shown, as well as additional vehicles identified on the K&N website or catalog. The K&N air intake system is guaranteed to produce a measurable increase in vehicle horsepower. K&N has extensive testing facilities that include several chassis dynamometers used to precisely measure engine and drivetrain horsepower and torque. The kit includes components that have been designed or matched to the needs of the vehicle to produce a safe horsepower increase. Detailed installation instructions are included with this kit. The tools needed for this install are shown. The first step is to disconnect the negative battery cable. Release the red locking tab and then disconnect the inlet air temperature electrical connection. Loosen the hose clamp which secures the intake tube to the throttle body. Disconnect the crankcase vent hose from the airbox. Disconnect the factory intake hose from the throttle body, then lift up the airbox assembly and remove. Lift up the engine cover to dislodge it from the mounting post and remove it from the vehicle. Disconnect the crankcase vent hose from the valve cover port. Cut the crankcase vent tube 11 inches from the air filter end. Install the provided silicone crankcase vent hose onto the cut end of the factory crankcase vent tube. Install the crankcase vent assembly onto the valve cover port. Reinstall the engine cover onto the mounting studs and route the crankcase vent hose through the opening. Install the provided edge trim onto the heat shield as shown. Install the provided filter adapter onto the heat shield and secure with the provided hardware. Install the silicone hump hose onto the filter adapter and secure with the provided hose clamp. Install the heat shield mounting brackets onto the heat shield using the provided hardware, but do not completely tighten at this time. Remove the front airbox mounting bracket bolt. Remove the front fender mounting bolt. Install the heat shield assembly into the vehicle and secure the bolts removed in steps 17 and 18. Do not completely tighten at this time. Install the provided silicone hose onto the throttle body and secure with the provided hose clamp. Install the provided grommet into the K&N intake tube. Install the 1/4 inch NPT vent fitting into the K&N intake tube. Remove the inlet air temperature sensor from the stock intake tube. Install the inlet air temperature sensor into the intake tube grommet. Install the K&N intake tube into the hump hose and then into the hose at the throttle body. Align the heat shield assembly for proper fit. Tighten the heat shield mounting bolts, then tighten the hose clamp securing the intake tube. Connect the crankcase vent hose to the intake tube. Connect the provided inlet temperature sensor extension into the factory wiring harness and then connect the other end to the inlet temperature sensor. Install the K&N air filter and secure with the provided hose clamp. Reconnect the vehicle's negative battery cable. Double check to make sure everything is tight and properly positioned before starting the vehicle. It will be necessary for all K&N high-flow intake systems to be checked periodically for realignment, clearance, and tightening of all connections. Failure to follow these instructions or proper maintenance may void warranty. This intake kit is not legal for highway use in California or other states adopting California emission standards. Check our website for up-to-date information on emissions legality for specific parts on specific vehicles and for a list of the other CARB adoption states. K&N makes products for nearly every vehicle on the road. The K&N website allows you to search products by vehicle or dimension, download installation instructions, view dyno charts showing typical horsepower gains for this product, and view product details. For more information on where to buy K&N products, go to knfilters.com.